Guys, this Mazda has cost me over $800, and it is currently so far more unreliable than the BMW 7 Series that I owned, that had one of the most unreliable engines BMW ever made. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe because you don't want to miss out what I'm going to be doing to the Mazda next, or my Volvo, or whatever projects I got going next. You just want to click on it. Do not miss out on what I got coming up next. But today's video, guys, this Mazda is a huge money sucker on my budget right now. Okay guys, if you saw that was the first part of the clip, was showing me the CV axle. The CV axle looks good. I don't see any leaks. Though all that greasy stuff you saw was from the old CV axle, or the new CV axle, the wrong CV axle. And also the other clip you see there is no puddles, no drips, which means the remaining tranny fluid is not leaking. That's the good news. Because if I did see the tranny fluid leaking, guys, or tranny fluid greasy, there would be a lot more slick spots on the left side. That's from the tranny fluid leaking out before, and I would have had drips on the concrete, which I don't. And I'm gonna do a 100-mile drive on it. So if I don't see no excessive grease or tranny fluid all over the car on the left side like I did when I did the oil change, which I'll get to that in a second, that means I'm good to go. And if you guys don't see another video about axle problems in the Mazda, means I have figured out the problem. So if you guys remember, I've been talking about defective axles from AutoZone and the vibration I've been getting from my Mazda. And I figured out what was causing this and what was causing the vibration, actually. And let's get into the story. So I was changing the oil on my Mazda in Georgia. You know, I live in South Carolina, but anyway, I was changing it at this shop right here. I was changing my own Mazda. I was changing the oil on my own Mazda. And when I went underneath the car, and I saw that the whole driver's side, whole left side of the car was just covered in some kind of oil. And I'm like, well, I don't have no oil leaks. It must be tranny fluid. So I traced back where it was coming from, and it was coming from this seal, guys. And this is a brand new seal, mind you that. If you guys remember in my new video, that's the copper, that's the little steel that goes inside the seal over here. Anyway, if you guys remember from my previous video, we accidentally took out a brand new seal from the Mazda, or a good seal, and I had a source one out from Mazda just to get that seal. So this is actually a brand new seal. Now, I'm not gonna get any money for it, honestly. It's only like 16 bucks, so there's no point in returning, but I will return the CV axle that I'm gonna show you guys in just a minute here. Basically, I saw that was coming from the seal, or where that CV axle goes into. And what ended up happening is it's the wrong CV axle. So we took everything out, took it off, and at that time we didn't know it was the wrong CV axle. It's moving back and forth a little, but someone told me a little play is okay on CV axles. So we took the CV axle out, make sure there's nothing defective in it, and we found out that this seal is actually bad. It's actually this ripped. What happened was, here's a CV axle, guys. What happened was, here in front of my fingernail right there is a little nick. It's not smooth. I don't know if you could tell, but it's not smooth. Anyway, the little nick ripped this seal apart. And apparently, this is the outside skirt. Okay, so it sits on like this, right? But because of that, I don't think it's holding a good seal. So as you can see, it's ripped. It's supposed to sit like that. When it's ripped, it's gonna leak fluid out. So it leaked fluid out. So I had to end up going buying a new one. Now, I bought the seal right away. Mazda in Gainesville, Georgia had one on hand, so I was able to order one. Mind you, I'm already starting my new job, so I have my brother picking up parts for me. And this is a new seal, okay? He picked up a brand new seal. And then it's time, I was like, I'm gonna go see if we even have the right axle, because I don't want that little nick on there that we had to do the same thing to the seal here. Even though we sanded down that nick, I still think it could rip apart that seal just like that after a couple miles of driving. So I looked at AutoZone, Advanced Parts, O'Reilly's. I called O'Reilly's, and I'm gonna return this to O'Reilly's. Hopefully they can return it to me in this box, because it's a Mazda box. It's not a O'Reilly's box, and I throw away the O'Reilly's box, so hopefully I can get my money. I have a receipt. I'm gonna tell them it's defective, and it's the wrong one. Anyway, so I looked at all these parts stores, and I've ended up finding out that the parts stores don't even have these. They have it for 5-speed automatic and a 6-speed manual transmission Mazda 3s. And I got a 6-speed automatic. So I grabbed my VIN and went to Mazda. Okay, I called Mazda. It turns out that since my VIN number ends with 8, I have a special Mazda, special daily driver, old, like very beat up Mazda type kind of guy or car. And this axle right here is over $500, guys. I literally paid altogether with the mechanic to fix it because I was out working for throughout the week. I wasn't home. Total cost was $850 just to fix this, because the axle for my VIN number in the Mazda, to get a 6-speed automatic Mazda axle, it's a $577 axle. And you cannot find one at a parts store. Yes, I could have went to Pull Parts or some salvage junkyard, but are they gonna be any good? Who knows? So I just bought a brand new one with Mazda warranty. I hate dealerships, but this is the time that I had to actually buy one. Just to show you guys that I'm not joking around, I am going to show you the price. So the the seal costs $16.05. Here's the price of the axle. Okay. Price of that axle is $577. And where did the $250 additional comes? That's from paying the mechanic. So I paid a buddy of mine $200 for the work and $50 for fuel for him to come in his diesel pickup truck 2 hours drive to get this done while I was at work. So if he had a YouTube channel, I give him a shout out, but he doesn't. So basically that's how it is. But I paid $850 to fix my Mazda. And if you're using tranny fluid for your Mazda, use Macron. I think this is a 6 or 7 LV, whatever it is. So use this one if you don't have the original Mazda transmission fluid. So you guys let me know what you guys want me to do to the Mazda. Should I sell it or should I modify it for like a GT track car? Because honestly, I want to do both, but at the same time, I don't want to have problems. This is such a hard part finding car because of a special VIN number. So you guys let me know in the comments what you want me to do. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 turn right. This particular package. Driving a temp in the 6 Series.